never popped a Molly, but if I ever catch Mac, I'ma pop a Holly. I don't even rob a cop the Harley. Blowing so much green, I shame Marley. Yeah, I push the line to its full limit. Hit the hole like 22, boy, I'm a young image. Nothing go like snow, now that's a cold image. Still whistling, sending, knocking them white women. Only reason I do it to avenge image. To the day they go before and they box me out. Knowing me, it don't matter, I simply take my route. On my hobby.
Where's? Oh, this ain't working. Check. I got technical difficulties. My bad. Check. Let me see. Check. Check. There we go. Where's? Welcome to the Damu Kiwe Conversations, home of the West Coast, the voice of the coach. It's Duse M the Don. Bang that like button. See, old head once told me, man, you ain't got to listen to me, but what you can't escape is the repercussions of not listening to me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not one of them hard-headed dudes. I'm a student of life. So I'm always trying to learn. You know what I'm saying? Even when I was on the block hustling, picking up game from smokers, I learned from a smoker, even if it's on how not to end up being a smoker. Even if it's about how to treat them, how to understand them, so that you have a better relationship with a crackhead. Make them feel more comfortable with you so they buying from you instead of your homeboys. Besides that fact, you got them boulders, A1 Yola. You know what I'm saying? A1 Yola ain't your thing fatter than theirs. But these are just some of the things I learned as a young buck in the streets of South Central LA. You know what I'm saying? Y'all hit that like button coming in, man. You know, we back to the content. My son made it home safe. He back in California. My father made it home safe. He back in California now. He did mess his wrists up. You know what I'm saying? Okay, good looking out. Good looking out, kids. The barber, bang that like button, man. If you're on Instagram, go on over to Active Chucks. That's Active Chucks on YouTube. Go on over there. We got the content. And so let's start here, right? See, because a hard head make a soft ass. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into this real quick. We got Young Ant Buffet. You know what I'm saying? Free Young Ant Jefe. You know what I'm saying? Let's start that first and foremost. I wouldn't wish jail on my worst enemy. I'd rather catch him on the streets and knock his top ramen to the pavement. You know what I'm saying?
Salute.
Salute. If that's what it's going to be, I'd rather catch him on the streets and knock his top ramens onto his Chuck Taylors. You know what I'm saying? You know, put his noodles on the Converse. You did? And me and Aunt Jefe squashed our little situation. It was a little internet back and forth, but it all started because he advocated for a federal confidential source. CS2 back. Binky Mac, what up, bro? So when he did that, people was already telling him, look, you're dealing with the Crip cop, the hip-hop Crip cop, right? They already told you was compromised. They was already mumbling this. You know what I'm saying? And you went further, and no jumper curse, salute, salute, salute. You went further, Steffi, Weffy, Real Mega Bill, salute, salute, salute. Oh, Mo Hill, we got the queens in here today. Mo Hill, salute. Renegade Duchess, salute, salute. Big Messy Mar, salute. Man, I love him. Shout out to the Blue Wrench mob, always on their job. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to get you a blue wrench too. No jumper curse. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to get you one of them things, man. DM me on IG and we're gonna make it work. Miss Inglewood, Blue, salute, Deuce, hello, and blessings to my Damu Kiwe Conversation family. Like, share, subscribe. Let's get it. Love all y'all unconditionally. We love you too, girl. Don't never think we don't reciprocate that. So we trying to tell the bozo. Remember Young Ant Jefe? We told him, get away from that federal confidential source.
Like that anymore, so this is all a huge shock.
Yeah.
Ant Jefe, the rapper and co-host of the No Jumper podcast, has been arrested for murder. Law enforcement sources have told TMZ that Ant Jefe was busted by LAPD's elite robbery homicide division and booked for felony murder. He's being held
Papa Dirt, what up?
At the LAPD jail on a $1 million bond. Adam 22 told TMZ that Ant Jefe has been a great podcaster for the last year or so, and as far as he knew, Ant wasn't really in the streets like that anymore, so this is all a huge shock. Ant Jefe, the rapper and co-host of the No Jumper podcast, has been arrested for murder. Law enforcement sources have told TMZ that Ant Jefe was busted by LAPD's elite robbery homicide division and booked for felony murder. He's being held at the LAPD jail on a $1 million bond. Adam 22 told TMZ that Ant Jefe has been a great podcaster for the last year or so, and as far as he knew, Ant wasn't really in the streets like that anymore, so this is all a huge shock. Ant Jefe, the rapper and co-host of the No Jumper podcast, has been arrested for murder. Law enforcement sources have
arrested for a high one and a robbery. Arrested by the LAPD, robbery, homicide, right? All allegations against Young Ant Jefe or just allegations. He have not been found guilty or convicted of any of these allegations. And he remains innocent until proven guilty. Salute to him, right? So Young Ant Jefe was on No Jumper, which niggas was saying he was compromised also then because he hanging with Adam 16er. One Adam 12. We got a 211 in progress. You know what I'm saying? They already was saying not going to be able to stay for the whole show tonight, bro. He definitely here now, though. Well, whatever you can do, we appreciate, man. We appreciate your presence. You know what I'm saying? And people were saying, man, he compromised. We definitely tried to tell him, #ETE. Man, listen, man, WACK run the same plays over and over, and the dudes 35 and under fall for it. Yet they green the house rule. Whoa, salute. Shout out to Smoked Out, man, No Cap Network. So, Mikey B, what up, bro? Salute. You already know. So, you go from there, and if you Young Ant Jefe, you gotta look back while you sitting up in that county jail eating that nasty ass county food with $1 million bail for a high one. You gotta say, man, where did I go wrong? I wasn't caught up in nothing no time soon until I got on No Jumper. Till I started messing with CS2 back, and then I fell out with him. Listen to this. Hold on. Y'all got to hear this, because this is the kind shit. That's him dead right there.
Bro, are you sharing it?
Oh, you can't see it? Oh, my bad. No. I'm thinking I'm already showing it. My bad. Thanks, bro. Yeah.
Sure. Salute.
That's him. I know his walk. That's him. I know his walk.
That's him. I know his walk.
That's probably how they tracked him back. That's probably how they tracked him back. You know, they're going to zoom in. You know, that shit going to go. So the wobble started.
Okay, yeah.
Wobble started, nigga start fucking. Wobble started, nigga start fucking. Oh, that's him dead right there. That's him dead right there. White Chris. You see, I told you that before you showed me the video. White Chris. You see, I told you that before you showed me the video.
Oh. Damn. Oh, that's everything about time.
All right, I'm going to tell Jap see my number right now.
All right.
That's him. I know his walk. That's him. I know his walk. That's probably how they tracked him back. That's probably how they tracked him back. So they're going to zoom in. You know, that's going to So the wobble started.
The wobble started, then he started busting.
The wobble started, nigga start fucking. Wobble started, nigga start fucking. Oh, that's him dead right there.
That's him dead right there.
White Chris.
So you got CS2 back on a Blueface tour bus. And it says Blue Clues 124. So I'm taking it that Blueface is showing the world this murder and CS2 back implicating them in a high one. Implicating Young Ant Jefe in a hot one, looking at a murder video. Now, I hope y'all remember he's the same one that allegedly, if you believe him, gave another hot one video to Sharice Mills because Loose Cannon asked him for it. So who is collecting hot one videos? Who does such investigations? You know what I'm saying? This is nasty work. And then you go live watching it like this is menace to society or some motherfucking shit, man. This is Odall killing the Asian motherfucker in the store. And bitch ass Chauncey. Bitch ass, pussy ass Chauncey. Want to snitch. This is the, now I'm not sure if his or don't believe that his identification of Young Ant Jefe is accurate, but for his purposes, lie snitching, you don't have to be accurate. You giving them probable cause to start researching, searching homes, looking for murder weapons and all kind of stuff on shit. Projekt Bo on some weirdo shit too, blood on some police shit with CS2 back too. Project Lil Bojangles, I don't know why that nigga had 600 in the Peblos. That was already crazy. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the chat. Please share, like, and subscribe to the channel. Nasty work. It definitely is. He gonna blame it on JEFE when he turned that contract. Channel Black is in the building. Salute to Channel Black, man. You know what I'm saying? Chauncey with a cold ass rat. Listen, man. JEFE, hood fresh off that 50-50 and a 5 in the street. Projekt Bo had a whole album with Snoopy rat ass. Listen, nigga, this shit is getting ugly. You got J Hood. J Hood wasn't on the 50-50. J Hood keep fronting y'all. He was on a PC yard. Special needs yard, nigga. Calipatria. He paroled from a PC yard. And these niggas is cool with him. Boo boo. Boo boo, what you doing, son? This is boo boo. PC. Hey, shout out to channel BLK for the content. They trying to water down the street so they paperwork won't be surprising. They proving that they not the only snitches. Yeah, they definitely proving that. Because that shit right there is crazy. Let's go over here.
Projekt Bo from Pueblo Bishops is the one that gave WACK100 that tape of his homie, you know what I'm saying, passing away, and WACK100 passed it to Flacco. I don't know if this is because I'm a Crip or what the case may be. Like, even if it was true, you know what I'm saying, although we all know it's false, like, why add in the bed this guy and further, you know what I'm saying, an investigation? You got JEFE. I don't know if he's, just happy to be on the tour bus. How JEFE allowed this dude to call his phone FaceTime and put this dude on a line with WACK. You know what I'm saying? He's sitting right next to him, you know what I'm saying, and allow this conversation to go on. Like, soon as they got to talking about, oh yeah, this person did this to this person, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, y'all take each other's number down, or I'm gonna give him your number, go from there. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't even like this is crazy, bro. Projekt Bo from Pueblo Bishops is the one that gave WACK100 that tape of his homie, you know what I'm saying, passing away, and WACK100 passed it to Flacco. I don't know if this is because I'm a Crip or what the case may be. Like, even if it was true, you know what I'm saying, although we all know it's false, like, why add in the bed this guy and further, you know what I'm saying, an investigation? You got JEFE. I don't know if he's, just...
How you gonna say, how is he in bed with this guy when you was in bed with that guy and you told us we trying to have you fight our battle? You thought it was cool. See, I told y'all niggas, CS2 back is out here working. He's lining you dumbass gang members up. And he's a valley nigga that's smarter than you dumbass, bozo ass niggas, young niggas up out the city. Y'all underestimate this nigga. He's a certified worker, nigga. A dry snitch, that was a wet snitch. You know what I'm saying? This is nasty WACK getting these dudes on a police payroll. What? And he's selling them a dream and taking them on tour to make them, let them see something outside the hood. See, that hood shit ain't about nothing. You was already on a 50-50 yard. Every time they get on CS2, he brings up somebody else that's snitching. That's definitely his tactic. You know what I'm saying? But let me read y'all some of these people in the chat. So you got Baby Brains. He said, I spoke on this. Bo did bump. So he's saying Projekt Bo did bump. Channel Black said, facts. Hood Trophy Bino said, don't sweep it under the rug. Get on them. PB like anybody else. Young Yada, Baby Brains, we was waiting on you to press these Zarks, bro. They all need a DP for this one, period. Nah, put off. Projekt Bo jumps in the thing. I ain't do bunk shit, blood. And I ain't be you speak on it. And if you did without hollering at me, blood, yeah, okay. When your name bum up, I don't really speak on it, but yeah, that, blood. So you got Los Angeles has become a place where if you do dirt with someone, you might as well be prepared for someone to snitch on. Never seen so much dry snitching in my life. It's an epidemic in all of Southern California. The greatest Justin. I asked him in his comments if he sent the video of Rat 100, and he blocked me, shaking my head. Whoa. This shit, wow, blood. Jig Shake, Cali is so disappointing right now. It's still some solid ones like Diamond Lane. But y'all, damn, but god damn, y'all. Wow, Rat, shaking my head, shaking my fucking head. CS2 back at work. Champagne at the 100 show laughing. Wow. WACK, Bo, and Jap all need DPs, period. That's crazy work. WACK trying to bury everybody. He want to be the only one left, so all the celebrities has to go through him for extortion prices. Think about what he did to every dude he thought was a go-to guy on the West Coast. Politics and backdoor activities will be the downfall of these gang members. Dante, police ass shit at the 100 show, got team of rats. First Big U, then line, loose cannon up. Now he's playing with Young Ant Jefe name. Hey, all of that is true. But the difference is, though I don't wish jail on Young Ant Jefe, you make up your bed, nigga, you got to sleep in that motherfucker. Nigga, we ain't holding no niggas' hands around this motherfucker. You niggas think that you all got it figured out. You niggas is slow as molasses. Green as a pool table, twice as square. Nigga told y'all niggas about CS2 back. Young, I seen him lining you up from day one. Tell him, Mad Judah, Ant took 600 to St. Andrews Park. That's a fact. Remember when Ant was trying to say the content was fake about WACK? Now look at him. House rule. I thought people forgot about that. WACK got a huge contract with them folks. Big U Ben told us. Have no fear. Hashtag the union is here. Jefe played in the devil's playground and found out the results. JAP5 so the Hoovers just haven't found out. And Projekt Bo is in violation, sending anything to a confidential source to back. The house rule. Third-party cooperation going crazy. Police unlocked a new cheat code. Damn, a smiling a West snitch. House rule. Sir, do Miss Lisa House. Salute. Hey, everybody. I see that active Chuck's big yikes. Ant was once acting like he was cool with Rat 100. Wasn't trying to hear nothing bad about Rat 100. And this dumb had 600 big, oh, he dissing. Oh, but you got to go. We don't do no dissing up in here, player. Somebody remove that one. Let me see. I know how to do it. Let me see. Boom. Jason, hi. Salute. What happened to Spody? WACK brushed him off the net? Yeah, I heard about that. Laughing my ass off. I seen that comment. Facts. He was at St. Andrews, big chilling. Ed still in La La Land. One day, hopefully, he'll fully wakes up. He still can't just shut the fuck up. Yeah, it might be too over. My nigga Hoover stomped down. What up, Groove? He say, watch these niggas. Hashtag this shit serious. Man, it's serious, bro. You can't DP an informant. Yeah, man. I ain't gonna say what's supposed to happen to the informant on here. WACK new name is Hold Me Back WACK. I remember the first day WACK went to the No Jumper. He wanted all real members off the show. And years later, he's the last man standing. Right. Mike B, salute. Miss Inglewood, Renegade Mike, salute. So look, back to the content. The Cash App is open. What he say? These niggas need to do the research. Hell yeah, sure did tell them niggas would tell on their mama. Yeah, you right about that part. So we told the nigga Young Ant Buffet, you know what I'm saying? And the nigga went crazy on us. Nigga talk about he'll knock my teeth out. My nigga, first and foremost, I done fought bigger niggas than you that's hitting harder than you, that's got a lot more experience scrapping than you. You know what I'm saying? You went to fire camp, my nigga. And why? You made it to fire camp. You know what I'm saying? So if they wasn't able, and I ran into a pole, nigga, a steel pole. That's how I got my teeth chipped. If I ain't got knocked out and my teeth knocked out with all of that, how did you think you was going to do me like that? And what was I supposed to be doing while you was doing all that? It sounded like you thought you had it all figured out. But you upset with me for telling you the truth. Now, we going to take y'all back to where this shit really started. And this is why I don't have no empathy with these dudes. Don't wish jail on them, but don't got no empathy for these dudes. Let's go. Bruh. Scandalous, Los Angeles TV.
Damu Kiwe Conversations.
This is it. Let's go.
They're pressing. Oh my Gemini!
All right, Tim, let's go, man. Damu Kiwe.
Sparkling Ice Flavor Lab, Stella speaking.
That like button, we got 130 people in here.
Oh, your
Let's
parents
get it
never
up to
gave
250. Paying that like button, hype me up.
Do, bro. Because the other Duse M created a whole fake document where
yeah, I think this is it.
all of a sudden it said Cash Jones. Like, it was crazy. Okay. But this is what's retarded. If you're going to add something, why wouldn't you just put my real name? That's why you said the real one when you said it. All you got to do is go pull it up under Liddell Ross. That's Dale Dog name. Okay. Open that document up under that paperwork, then read it. So with this bullshit they got, you go pull up Liddell Ross, right? And then read it.
Okay, we're going to stop the bullshit and child's play right now here today. Here's both of the Main Street cases, the sheriff case and the FBI investigation as well. County of Los Angeles.
Hey, shout out to Kenny Kingpin. See, this is when Kenny Kingpin was exposing CS2 back. You know what I'm saying? How ironic. Just this week, CS2 back said he about to expose Kenny Kingpin. Pop LQ. This is what CS2 back just said this week. Said he know he's a snake. And he ready to expose him. I got my popcorn waiting. I've been trying to find out what he told on. Everybody saying he's a rat. And not me seeing him with Big U. And he introduced me to Big U. And niggas been saying he's snitch, but bro, we look for the paperwork. We can't find no paperwork. It's crime. He don't want to give up no paperwork. So I'm like, well, just because the nigga ain't got the paperwork don't mean the nigga ain't working. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, 4 months after Big U locked up, this nigga over there with CS2 back, crackhead Eddie, Rico the Rat, Rod Gay, and the Crip Cop. It's a dirty game.
Sheriff Department, supplementary report. Okay? January 12, 2009. That's the file number. Okay? Okay? Kidnap robbery. Okay? There's the list. Okay? Okay? Huh? Damu and Kiwe Conversations, man. We don't do no hearsay. And documentation supersedes conversation, okay?
Okay.
We're going to stop this right now. And we're not going to go all into the details of somebody else's case, but we're speaking on facts, okay? Not hearsay. You understand me? Damu and Kiwe Conversations. Wiretaps, okay? Main event case.
The main event case.
So we're going to stop playing, though, okay?
Woo, the main event case.
Let's go. Shout out to Pop LQ. My brother, the client is on his tip.
I don't know what y'all was thinking when y'all took those cauliflower.
Okay, we're going to separate the hearsay from the facts. Facts over feelings.
Bro. Giving life. Salute.
Okay?
Let me take
just
this
to skim
off.
Through. Okay? Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Tycoon, salute.
Yeah, we got some profit sessions in here too. And some John Hancocks. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's in here too, man.
That's the work Pop LQ didn't want to give to me, though.
Wait, there's more. Okay, page 10.
There's more.
Huh? They placed a call to Mark Stevens in Atlanta at Deja 34. That's Mark Stevens and Shaq's production entertainment company. Have you, right? Okay. The Los Angeles County Sheriff placed a call and left a message to Shaq. On September 9, at approximately 11:45 hours, investigators spoke with Los Angeles police officers. Yeah. Regarding the Main Street kidnapping case. There's more. They interviewed Mark. Also present during the interview was Mr. Stevens' attorney. Stevens said after an investigation left a message saying that they wanted to talk to him regarding a kidnap and assault investigation occurring in Los Angeles. A little reading. Right here. Within the next couple of months, Stevens received a voicemail message from Ross stating, "I need to talk to you, man. The big fellas, he's slipping. He's making a lot of mistakes." Soon after, Stevens received a call from Cash Jones, WACK100, told him that Ross had a videotape of Shaquille O'Neal having sex with a woman, not his wife, at Ross' home, and that Ross could take to TMZ and get a lot of money.
You know, prior to me meeting with StuddaBox, us meeting with StuddaBox, me and Darren Dupree, he was involved in these extortion attempts towards Shaq. You know, because he had been hooking up with, allegedly, with Shaq's old lady, and then he was trying to extort money out of Shaq, saying that he was going to release, photographs or,
So Brad Caton is telling y'all it was extortion.
In the next couple of months, Stevens received a voicemail message from Ross stating, "I need to talk to you, man. The big fellas, he's slipping. He's making a lot of mistakes." Soon after, Stevens received a call from Cash Jones. If you're
going to read the real paperwork, not the fake shit Dude made. He made a fake document where he started putting my real name in it.
Soon after, Stevens received a call from Cash Jones, WACK100, told him that Ross had a videotape of Shaquille O'Neal having sex with a woman, not his wife, at Ross' home, and that Ross could take to TMZ and get a lot of money.
You know, prior to me meeting with StuddaBox, us meeting with StuddaBox, me and Darren Dupree,
Darren Dupree.
He was involved in these extortion attempts towards Shaq.
Greg Kading publicly stated that StuddaBox was involved in an attempt to extort Shaq. But what really solidifies that claim is what's written in the police's official supplementary report. In it, Mark Stevens confirms the story, saying he got a call from Ross about a tape involving Shaq, one that didn't include his wife. Shortly after that, Mark Stevens says he received a call from Cash Jones, better known as CS2-Back. During that call, CS2-Back told him about the tape StuddaBox had and suggested that he could take it to TMZ and make a serious bag off of it. Let that sink in. That means CS2-Back, who many believe to be Porky, was actively assisting StuddaBox in the extortion plot. He wasn't just aware of the tape and helping move the play forward. So when Greg Kading talks about the extortion attempt, and the paperwork shows CS2-Back helping facilitate it, it becomes pretty clear. Porky wasn't just a bystander. He was right there, involved in the move, and the police knew it the whole time. Why was he never charged or even questioned? And no matter how many times he tries to deflect.
Gordon StuddaBox against his own will, because he knew that we was finna expose the StuddaBox interview and the Mark Stevens interview. Remember, he said, now, StuddaBox, we both know that whole Main Street case, the Shaq shit, that was all you. He's saying that was StuddaBox play. StuddaBox set it up to try to extort Shaquille O'Neal and Money Mark Stevens. WACK then said, I was a victim. And he was a victim. Because that's what he was being lined up for. Nigga, the police is already doing an investigation. Nigga, he already had met with the feds before he, the Federal Joint Task Force, before he got kidnapped. When he got kidnapped, he called Darren Dupree. Once Del Dog and them let him go. What is you doing with Darren Dupree's phone number in your phone? Darren Dupree told him to turn himself in and report it at the nearest police station. You got Darren Dupree's phone number because you was already working. So when you send WACK on the extortion blackmail of Shaquille O'Neal and Money Mark Stevens, you became the victim because he lined your goofy ass up. See, I told y'all this a dirty game, bro. Nasty, nasty work. The police, Greg Kading, just told you that it was extortion. He just told you it was blackmail. And the paperwork just said StuddaBox sent WACK100 to Mark Stevens and Shaquille O'Neal. Inside the paperwork, in the investigation, sheriffs interviewed Mark Stevens, who was with his lawyer. And Money Mark Stevens confirmed that WACK100 was the one that brought him the extortion and blackmail message from StuddaBox. And how wasn't he arrested? Oh, I know how. They owed him some favors. You know what I'm saying? That's where the owe me one comes from.
The truth is already on record. So ask yourselves this question. Why did Porky lie and say Duse made this paperwork?
Because he had been hooking up with, allegedly, with Shaq's old lady. And then he was trying to extort money out of Shaq, saying that he was going to release, photographs or, compromising, things about Shaquille. And Shaq had a friend that I think his name was Mark Turner or something like that. Don't hold me to that name, but I think his name was Mark Turner, a guy from Atlanta. And that guy, Mark, knew the shot caller, the head guy for the gang that StuddaBox was associating with, which was the Main Street Crips. And his name was Del Dog.
$78 a month for
Nasty
2
work.
cars. Make sure you watch carefully because I'm going to show you exactly
Duse
how to do
M
it. I just
made
clicked on
all
this
this
link and I
up.
answered some standard questions.
Fake
Quiz only
work.
took maybe 2 minutes.
And so, Shaq's like, man, this clown's trying to extort money from me, blah, blah, blah. He tells Mark. Well, Mark reaches out to Del Dog and says, man, you gotta swear your guy away. Can you deal with StuddaBox? Tell him to knock this shit off. So Del Dog and the Main Street Crips go and they discipline and threaten StuddaBox. And StuddaBox is scared for his life, so he goes running to law enforcement. So law enforcement gets involved in he tells us there's this guy named Cash Jones. He's a big dope dealer for Suge Knight. It's interesting if we can negating Cash Jones or doing anything other than working his ass off. Pushing his truck, trying.
So only did he line them up on the extortion, but StuddaBox is telling Darren Dupree and this nigga Greg Kading that WACK house is like Beirut in that motherfucker, nigga. That he got all kind of guns and shit up in that motherfucker. And when they raided WACK house, they found guns, plural. But let WACK tell it, and Greg Kading, they only found one gun. Which was his girl, his wife's, his baby mama's, or it was his baby mother's father, depending on which lie they wanted to tell at the time. Nasty work. But I got the audio where he says it was multiple guns. And that's the same story that he told Big U when he first happened. This is nasty.
Search went to the house. This dude's house is loaded with weapons. It's like Beirut in there, he's got all kinds of illegal weapons. So we do a search warrant at the house.
I work best as a one-man operation, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't nervous about getting my taxes right. H&R Block.
Greg Kading recently revealed something major. The reason Porky's house was raided was because StuddaBox told authorities that the place was full of firearms. And when law enforcement executed that search warrant, they found exactly that. Multiple weapons inside the home. Now forget the story Porky's been telling everyone, that his house was raided because they thought he was living above his means. That was just another lie. The real reason was much more serious. Law enforcement was already looking for leverage, something they could use to pressure Porky into flipping on Marion Knight. And what better way to do that than to catch a convicted felon, already fighting a gun case in Texas with more illegal firearms. Don't overlook this, though. At the exact time the feds were raiding Porky's house, he was being pulled over in his truck, miles away from the scene. That wasn't a coincidence.
Right.
They didn't want Porky at home during the raid because of the threat he might be armed.
So let me
what
tell
did they
y'all
do?
about that, right?
The feds set up a fake trucking company to call Porky and book him for a load.
Oh, Scalers breaking it down. So check this out. So because they think it's like Beirut up in that motherfucker, that this nigga got all kind of pistols and shit in there. He already out fighting the pistol case in Texas, right? They set up and had a trucking company call him for a delivery because he was the trucker, right? And so that he could be out the house when they raid. You understand what I'm saying? So this is what they're coming for. They're coming for guns. And they found guns. And he wants y'all to believe they couldn't put them in this house. And y'all believe him.
Intentionally drawing him away from the house. As soon as he hit the road, they raided the property. And not long after, they pulled him over. And they weren't just checking his license and registration. Think about that. The feds had a search warrant specifically targeting guns. They found those guns, and Porky, already a convicted felon, was in the middle of fighting a separate felon in possession case out of Texas. It's not a light situation. That's the kind of pressure that makes people flip. So why would the police just let him go after that? They didn't let him go. They arrested him. This is the reason Detective Michael Coet said that the only one arrested was Cash Jones. So now the question becomes, what did Porky give them in return?
Of course, don't come up with shit. And so eventually we, contact Cash Jones and WACK, and it's just like, hey man, here's the story. This is why we're here. Kind of fucked up. Sorry. We're being led on by this individual who claims you were doing all these things. And so, we're washing our hands.
This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, the War and Peace Report.
So there goes Scaleless Los Angeles, putting things into perspective, right? So first, I see they shot my boy y'all out. He'll come back in. So with all of this information on the internet at the same time, Young Ant Buffet, the bozo, WACK had called him a bozo off the top. He's still over there, Peter Buffett, CS2 back, right? Defending him. Let's go.
Welcome back to Scandalous Los Angeles TV, where we expose the exposers. Finally, somebody put CS2 back on the spot, down at his place of employment over at No Jumper.
Yeah.
The other day, he sat on the panel with Lush One and Ant Jefe. Shout out to Ant Jefe, because he finally did what none of these other podcasters seem to have the guts to do.
Good point.
He asked Porky directly about the whole CS2 back situation. And let me tell you, it's hilarious watching what happens after that. Because Porky does what he always does. Lies, deflects, and spins the conversation in another direction. This man is still out here lying with a straight face, even when the paperwork is public. So after you watch this, do yourself a favor. Go check that paperwork. Get familiar with it. That way, next time Porky tries to spin you with one of his classic stories, you can spin it right back on him and watch him fumble through a whole new lie. Let's get into it.
But now guess what happens?
Whether you're a professional or just love getting hands-on with your home projects, Harbor Freight.
Soon as something started going on with Ant Hood, and he the one getting the money, you know what the other side say? We got to knock Ant down, he the bag. Guess what that Damu gonna do? Hey, Ant, them niggas running your name because get low, up your security. He don't want nothing to happen to Ant. He making money with that.
Yeah,
this how this work. I done been on yards, me and Youngster from 6 Deuce East Coast, ran from 8-9 East Coast. Our relationships come from Scooter from neighborhood 40s. Our relationships come from them walking in the unit. Damu's is deep. They Bang, they set. Niggas say they got us one. I'm like, nah, homie. Nah, he back. Y'all gonna give him a one-on-one. Big Fish from 6-0 did it to me. My first trip to the penitentiary as a pup. No mustache. Delano. I'm the only guy. He picked me up in Central Juvenile Hall on the Goose. I didn't even know who Fish was. Yeah. Everybody whoop saying where they from. Niggas like, we got us one. I jump up. Big Fish jumped up. He like, man, this nigga look like he old enough to be my son. He gonna claim. Nigga, give my head up. Now, which one of y'all gonna get out with this smoke, youngster, and risk going to the yard saying you got knocked out by a teenager? Ain't finna. He did that for me. Scooter, rest in peace, from neighborhood 40s. My dumbass homie is in their neighborhood. A broad that invited him to the party. He showed up with red house slippers, red belt. He ends up in the alley on his knees like this. They saw the tag. Scooter say, you from 2Ps? Yeah. You know WACK? Yeah. What's his real name? Cash Jones. All right, get up out of here. Tell WACK Scooter send his regards. Yes, right? So where I come from, bro, like, my politics I'm always dealing with something here, there, and everywhere because. Sure. So that's why you have the badge. Now it makes sense. No, but this badge right here is, I want to get a bet, man. I just want to get it because y'all can expose WACK. $5,000. We put the badge, I open it up live on No Jumper, and you might be the one to expose WACK.
So I kind of want to ask a question. It's kind of like off topic, right? Because I want to ask this question because I be getting a lot of, which I don't really care, but I would still ask it because I be getting a lot of backlash. People in my comments, people coming to my Instagram channel, they be searching far and wide to tell me that I'm compromised. One, because I'm on No Jumper, you know what I'm saying, sitting across from Adam. And then they be trying to say I'm compromised because I'm sitting next to an informant. Informant. They be trying to say you an informant.
But okay, well listen.
Ant just told Porky that he's been catching heat because people are saying he's sitting next to an informant. And yes, listen closely to how Porky responds to that. Porky, in classical fashion, completely deflects the topic to Rick Ross. This is classic pork loining right here.
But okay, well listen, I'll call Rick Ross.
Patronage is not insignificant to us. My name is Colin Campbell, and I live on a family farm. And
I told Rick Ross, Freeway Ricky, use an informant, right? Sure. Yeah. He told me to go get the paperwork. For sure. I went and got to work. I sent him to work. I got to work. I put the work up. This is it.
So you wasn't cool with Rick last time?
Yeah, we was. Yeah. Let me tell you what's crazy. We was doing something on Big Meech on my StreamYard, I think. So after we was running it, this was crazy. Loose Cannon says, Freeway Rick a snitch too. I say, man, that nigga told on the police. I don't care about that. If you Google right now, Freeway Rick snitch on police, it'll pop up. WACK100 defends Freeway Rick on this, right? He said, no, Ohio, New York, the plug was in Miami. He sends it. So when he sent it, I read it. It's on my YouTube channel right now, right? Yeah. So that's why it was funny the other day.
When Vlad called.
No, this is funny the other day when Loose Cannon calls Freeway Rick. Man, I heard what he trying to do to you. You didn't that sent the work. We never even knew about it. So now I had to get with the exposers, tell them go search Ohio, pull the work and send it. And they sent it. I sent it to Bro because I seen Bro run his clip. Bro was taking the stand that I took. But like, the police, we don't care about that. Yeah. I didn't care about that, right? I don't care about dead bodies. I die and you go to jail. And you can use me to get out of jail, put it on me. I'm gone. Something to say, that's telling. Told on the dead body. No, I'm going home. I'm gone. They can't charge me, right? So I sent it to him. This ain't the police you telling on. These is drug connects in New York and Ohio and Miami, shit like that. I told her I fuck with Freeway. I said, bro, I didn't dig into it because I didn't really want to. Every now and then I do some bitch ass nigga shit. Every now and then I do some bitch ass nigga shit. Every now and then I do some bitch ass nigga shit. I select the politics. I do. And if you ask me, I'm gonna tell y'all that.
It looks like Porky just threw Love's Boys under the bus. Again. Now remember, Love's Boys has been swearing up and down that they don't selective politic.
And all this selective politicking niggas is doing, that causes division. Division causes weaknesses. Everybody doing their own thing because niggas selective politicking, bro. Niggas are saying this is cool, saying this ain't cool. That causes division. I'm not been my.
Right.
That's been their whole stance from the jump. We expose everybody. But now Porky just admitted that he does selective politic. He chooses who to expose and who to protect. So while they're out here calling themselves exposers, Porky just revealed that if he likes you, your paperwork doesn't see the light of day. This is exactly why I've been saying. His job is to tear down specific people. People who are building something, who have momentum, who might actually be doing something positive. That's who he targets. And now he said it himself. He's selective. He picks and chooses. And in doing that, he just threw Love's Boy's whole narrative in the trash right under the bus. Don't forget, this was Porky's response to Ant, telling him that people are saying he's sitting next to an informant, referring to Porky himself. Porky has not addressed that at all. Instead, he shifted the conversation.
You know, if I fuck with you, I'll fuck with you. You know what I do? The bitch ass nigga. You know, it's real shit. So who the fuck put this? So my question is.
So Porky tried to duck the question, but Ant wasn't letting him slide. He didn't let Porky weasel his way out. Porky was clearly trying to run, trying to change the subject, deflect, do what he always does. But Ant brought him right back to the beginning.
Who put this, like, the shit they keep attacking me about?
You are, it's the main streets. It's the main streets. It's the main streets.
So now Porky's basically letting it be known. He knew exactly what Ant was talking about the whole time. This is CS2-back's kryptonite right here. He never wants to touch this topic. He hates it. But this moment right here proves he knew what the question was about the whole time.
Right, Cal.
And instead of answering it, what did he do? Deflects to Rick Ross.
The CS2 back shit.
That's now listen, if you read have you read the work? Have you read the work? Have you read the work? The work said, whoever this dude is, he's a low-level drug dealer, and he's in fear that his family members in the main streets will be hurt. Okay, for the record.
Porky's been speaking for about 30 seconds. And in that 30 seconds, he's lied twice about both of the things he just said. The paperwork said. Lie number 1. He said the paperwork claims CS2-back was a low-level drug dealer. False. Lie number 2. He said the paperwork claims CS2-back was afraid for his family's life in the main streets. Also false. The paperwork never says a word about CS2-back being any kind of drug dealer whatsoever. That's a complete lie. The paperwork also never says a word about CS2-back's family living in the main streets. I wasn't gonna do it, but let's read it together.
Oh, shit.
I want to make sure you guys see how it says about CS2-back. CS2 has provided reliable historical information concerning the MSMC organization.
Lock in with deals on all your game day snacks and groceries. Store game day deals for a limited time on Uber Eats.
Damu Kiwe Conversations.
CS2 is only aware of certain aspects regarding the organization's criminal activities and narcotic distribution network. CS2 has no knowledge or information regarding the methods in which narcotics are being transported to the Los Angeles area. Additionally, CS2 is unable to provide information regarding the narcotic customers, flow of narcotics, proceeds, and methods that they are using to laundering their narcotic proceeds. CS2 is only able to identify a limited number of MSMC gang members. CS2 is unable to provide specific information regarding the organization's extortion activities, methods of monetary collections, and distribution of proceeds. CS2 is also unable to provide any information regarding the MSMC association with other leader of the other large gang organizations. CS2 is able to provide limited information, including shootings, burglaries, and murders. CS2 is unwilling to testify in court against members of MSMC because CS2 is fearful of retaliation against CS2 and/or CS2's family. CS2 believes that if any member of the MSMC criminal organization becomes aware of CS2's cooperation with law enforcement, the organization will likely orchestrate the execution of CS2. So again, ask yourselves, why is Porky lying about CS2's role in all this? You just saw the paperwork. It never said a word about CS2 selling drugs. So why does Porky keep pushing that false narrative? The document clearly says nothing about CS2's family being in the main streets either. It says CS2 doesn't want to testify because he believes the main streets will organize his execution if they find out he's cooperating. That's his fear. And don't forget, CS2 back lives directly across the street from StuddaBox, who is a known Main Street Mafia crip. So while CS2 back keeps lying, understand he's doing it for a reason. He's doing it because he knows this is about him. Now that you've seen what the paperwork really says, the next time he shows up trying to spin it, don't let him slide. You've seen the truth with your own eyes.
I've stepped foot in a lot of hoods, even your hood.
Yeah.
Right? I have never been on the ground with my feet in the main streets. I've driven through, right? But I've never been, I know a bunch of them.
That is what a cop would say.
When I go to the east side, I already flashed the back. I came in and put everybody on the wall. You're too late. Now, we taking a $5,000 bet.
Porky keeps running his mouth about that $5,000 bet. Next time you see him, flip it on him. Tell him this. I've got a $100,000 bet that you can't show anywhere in that paperwork where it says CS2 back was a low-level drug dealer, or any kind of drug dealer, period. Let's see if he takes that bet. Spoiler, he won't, because it's not in there, and he knows it.
About the badge, whoever sends the money in, Adam's going to guarantee the money because he can take it from me, and I'm going to show the badge wide open on no jumper. If you think it's a cop badge, send it in, get you some clout.
Notice the way Porky took the conversation away from CS2 back, and he's back to talking about that badge again. Pay attention to how comfortable he is when he brings up the badge, and how uncomfortable he gets when it's time to talk about being CS2 back. That shift tells you everything.
Hey, so Ant,
I've been having this bad for 7 years. So
I was thinking we were about to talk about this on the podcast, and so you're
I didn't. We haven't. You just brought it.
I've been spoke about it. So basically, you know, I went back and forth with a few dudes. That
KDP, what it do?
Dudes, some dudes is unknown. So basically, they got mad at me because I sat down with WACK.
Well, here goes the thing, man. Did they get mad at you because you sat down with me? Or they get mad at you because Adam giving you an opportunity is going to boost you and
this before Adam gave me an opportunity.
Sitting down with WACK.
Before Adam gave me an opportunity.
Sitting down with WACK.
As you can see, Ant's gearing up to bring it up again. And Porky wants no part of that. You're literally watching Porky cut him off mid-sentence. Then he tries to spin it. Nah, Ant. They're just mad because Adam gave you a shot. But Ant shuts that down quick. No.
Damu Kiwe Conversations. Y'all hit that like button, man. The West Coast, stand up. The voice of the coach.
Like at restaurants.
I sat down with you before I sat down with Adam. At that point, WACK's trying to get out of there. But Ant's not letting him off the hook. You saw that, right?
Basically, you know, I went back and forth with a few dudes that supposed to be street dudes, and some dudes is unknown. So basically, they got mad at me because I sat down with WACK.
Well, here goes the thing, man. Did they get mad at you because you sat down with me? Or they get mad at you because Adam giving you an opportunity is going to boost you and
this before Adam gave me an opportunity.
Sitting down with WACK, believe it or not, sitting down, WACK got to follow him like Ant got to follow.
it's a percentage of my people that already follow you.
Yeah.
But follow me. Then it's a percentage that didn't know about you. And because we did that, now they know about you. But I challenge everybody. Listen. But I challenge everybody. Listen. $100,000. $100,000. My name is Cash McElroy Jones. I don't even have one gang name. WACK100 is not a gang name. It's an entertainer's name created in 2010. I got on parole in 0203. That don't count. Nigga, all you got to do is go use Dale Dog's name, Liddell Rawls, pull the paperwork up, and go through it.
E40 does call the cops the Elroys as well, oddly enough.
That's all you got to do.
So that's what it's about. So like I'll be telling motherfuckers, because I dealt with the confidential informant shit before, like my cases, it was a lot of them. So I tell people, all right, let's just say, hypothetically, he is CS2 back, this motherfucker that y'all want to paint him out to be. I would never know because I wasn't the one compromised. I'm not the police.
But bro, and here's the thing. It says he's a low-level drug dealer who was in fear that his family in the main streets will be hurt.
You all saw how Porky twisted the whole meaning just by adding the words in the main streets. That's not what the paperwork says. We already went over it. He added that himself. And now he's yelling $100,000. You heard him. But notice, he never actually says what the bet is. He just throws the number out there, like it means something. He said, go pull up the work. So we did. Now what's the challenge? You just watched him lie, again, right in front of everybody.
That's who CS2 back supposed to be?
That's what it say. I'm not from Main Street. I don't got no family live at Main Street. That's an old Main Street case. StuddaBox will tell you. He was called me yesterday. I'm going to be real. I'm going to tell you why I look at the streets of LA funny.
I bet Travis Ford knows who it is.
No, on Power Room, why I look at it funny.
Yeah.
They watched StuddaBox pull up in a Rolls Royce to the court building for 9 months, get out by himself, walk in there, courtroom full of Crips and Muslims, take the stand and get out. Ain't nobody do or say nothing. 9 months. I know because he used to call me after he left. Niggas ain't gonna do nothing, they know.
Porky said StuddaBox told on him too, but then turns around and says StuddaBox called him on the phone and told him, niggas ain't gonna do nothing. Well, you didn't do nothing either. So what exactly are you talking about?
Hey, look,
at the courtroom, this shit kind of safe, though. This shit get tricky to do something like
that. Hey, look, no, but look, see, look, bam.
No, it ain't.
Look, no, so this
how many niggas ain't got took off in the...
This another point I be wanting to make. And that's what I be talking about when you be talking about you a gangster and you thugging and you got smoke with motherfuckers. You're supposed to have this attitude that you don't give a fuck. So all the time, right, this what people gonna say.
Yeah.
So I tell niggas all the time, like, all right, you want me to have problem with somebody that you really don't got smoke with. At the least, you might see them and go back and forth and somebody get between y'all.
They not even
y'all might not even fight. Let me just give y'all might fight.
Yeah.
Y'all not trying to shoot each other, unalive each other, but you want me to have some type of beef. You know what I'm saying? And dudes be out here faking, bro. Like, dudes be out here faking, bro.
But they be embarrassing each other.
So, Young Ant Jefe said, well, even if WACK was CS2 back, I'm still going to do content with them because I don't care about nothing but what the checks say. And because y'all faking. Y'all see them, y'all might holler, but people going to hold you back. Y'all ain't going to fight. And y'all definitely ain't going to pop nobody. You know what I'm saying? So how you know these dudes that you say that's not known, that's supposed to be street niggas, how you know what they gonna do? You think they stop making pistols when you got yours? You think niggas wasn't laying shit down 40 and 50 years before you jumped off the porch? Did you believe that niggas ain't laying shit down today? In South Central, Compton, Watts, Inglewood, West LA. Nigga, They just ran through the motherfucking Wilmington Arms with a chopstick. How you know he would? How you gonna say what somebody wasn't gonna do? See, that's where the ignorance come in, and people run with any narrative to condone their wrong. Because if CS2 back is whack, and you fucking with this nigga knowing he foul, then you foul. That's just how that go. If it was Ant Jefe, if it was Duse M the Don, if it was Scandalous Los Angeles TV, if it was Tiny Draws, if that nigga's foul and you fucking with him knowingly, then you just as foul. Let's get back to the content.
Other at the court tanks now and like making
you took off on in court.
So if a dude see a snitch right there, you'd be like, "Oh, bro, you said dude was a dude. You on this? Why you didn't get on him?" Oh man, shit, what you mean? He probably had the police follow him. The police watching him. He the police. That's what it's always gonna be. Somebody always gonna find an alternative to why they didn't do something, bro. Or niggas want me to crash out, but that's how you talking, like a crash out.
I mean, listen. At the end of the day, right? You was at Wayside with all them niggas.
Yeah, for sure.
Trust and believe. If WACK the Power Rule would have been involved in their case, you would have known then. It's a fact. I was victimized because StuddaBox told them that I was transporting drugs and my diesels for Suge Knight.
No. Let's get...
The sun can shine, all the rain can fall.
Let's get it straight. StuddaBox told them you had guns in your house. And when the police raided your place, guess what? You did have guns in your house.
Yeah, total.
At the same time, they were raiding your spot. They were pulling over your truck. So they raid the house, find the guns, and right after that, somehow, you end up giving them the exact information they needed to go pick up Teresa Swan. Funny how that works, huh?
If you go read the book Murder Rap by Greg Cadence, go to the chapter StuddaBox. You see my pictures, Suge pictures, and they did a full 9 months tracking devices on all my diesels, following the diesels, the whole shot. Raided the crib. People say
the trucking operation was a front for trafficking. Is them. There.
We got to hear about the trucking.
Wagon, Audi.
Yeah.
When they come in, we took them to the dealers, right?
Germany.
It's in the book. They raided the crib, right? So when they raided the crib, they find my baby mama's pistol, right? Then here comes the thing. Well, you an ex-con, what you doing around a pistol? I own 5 houses in that area, another 8 in Atlanta, and 4, right? I haven't been a resident of California since 2002. You can't put me living in a house that I don't live in. That's where my baby mama, my kids is at. If that's the case, it's another house in my name around the corner and another one on the east side.
It's registered to her, the gun?
Yeah, that's her gun.
Yeah.
That's her shit, registered to her shit.
Yeah.
And when you read Greg Cading's book, he has nothing but praise for Porky. He talks about how respectable Porky was, how much they admired his entrepreneurship, like he was some model citizen. But one day, I'm going to show y'all the flip side. I'm going to show how much Porky disrespects Cading, the same guy who couldn't stop singing his praises. And based on WACK's own words, Greg Cading and his team are incompetent. Think about it. According to Porky, they raided a house that wasn't even his, found a gun that supposedly wasn't his either, took files, only to learn everything was under a corporation, didn't know where he really lived, had no clue he had properties in other states. It was so bad, Porky said he filed a lawsuit. And that's what made Greg Kading say he owes him a favor. When it came to Porky, apparently they got everything wrong. And yet Greg Kading still called him a great entrepreneur for it. Yeah, I'm gonna unpack all of that, piece by piece.
Fucking a 6-shot something, right?
Can I give you a 5-minute limit and then meet me in the other room?
I've been waiting on you.
Pause.
I've been waiting on
I just had to make one phone call. I just came in here.
No, they told me you was filming and editing.
No.
Remo told me to come back here.
No, I had to call.
Said,
I was calling Gumby.
Who? Call from who? Yeah, Gumby's a trip. He's a trip.
Oh, man. I can't wait to have him on here.
Gumby's a trip. Yeah, Gumby did a lot of years, got a big settlement. But if you're ready to roll, we can roll.
All right, we could do a smooth exit, though. I'll leave, and then you leave a couple minutes later.
Hey, so, random, this has nothing to do with no nutrition.
You 100%
31%
right.
of grills will go weenieless this summer.
Damn.
Don't become a summer
Those
statistic.
are the lines Darren Dupree and Greg Kading tell them to use. So we're going to get up out of here. This nigga, Scandalous Los Angeles, just butt down me. That's why I picked the phone up. But he didn't even realize he butt down me. He told me he was finna watch the thing. But the GOAT, if you in here, go ahead and drop a comment since you don't like to work. See, one thing I learned about the GOAT, he lazy. You know what I'm saying? Ever since he got with the union, you know what I'm saying? StuddaBox was already telling when he brought WACK around, they teamed up together. Then WACK flipped on him when he caught the Texas case. Nasty work. Nasty work. So look, he's saying that they got caught with his wife's gun, a 6-shooter, right? That's what he want everybody to believe. One gun, right? He even had Detective Greg Kading lie about it. Oh, y'all think it's a game? But see, one thing I learned a long time ago, a lot of you niggas want to believe the nigga anyway, so you gonna believe the nigga because he telling what you want to believe anyway. People believe a lie if they're afraid of the truth or they want to believe it bad enough. So he give you what you want to believe because a lot of you niggas is CS2 back Peter buffers. So I ain't gonna argue with the nigga. I'm gonna let y'all hear him argue with himself. That's how I do it.
What's going on? I'm Larry Hoover Jr. and I'm rocking with Street Certified News. Oh, man, your boy Kiss, man. Shout out to Street Certified News. What's going on? Hit him, Mr. Oh, yeah, y'all already know what it is. Man, I'm rocking with Street Certified News. We got behind the scenes, man. We're gonna tie this bitch up. What up, this is your boy Mom J. We rocking with Street Certified News.
Yeah, Street Certified News. Yo. It's your boy, So Guapo, man. Street Certified News. And we back with another one. As you can see from the title, man, this week, man, we get real deep, man. The boy WACK100. A few months ago, there were some interviews that came out from the dude, Robert Ross, aka StuddaBox, as well as Mark Stevens. Shout out, man, big OG Spider Lope, man. You know what I'm saying? They came on his podcast and they told, a story that was very compelling. You know what I'm saying? Also, man, shout out the boy Duse, man, Active Chucks. He's actually the director of the video about WACK100 that's currently at like 2 million views on WorldStar right now. It's on their website as well as their YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? We dug into this story, man. We wanted to start from like the most unbiased place possible. You know what I'm saying? In the past, we have made videos, you know what I'm saying? We have made fun of WACK100. But like I said, man, when we saw a video on WorldStar, that necessarily didn't convince us that, bro was a rat. You know what I mean? We really went into this story like as unbiased as possible so that, we could give you guys the best story. And like I said, man, the information we're going to provide in this video, man, we stand on it 100%. Is literally we did all the due diligence we could. Before we get started, we need everybody to stop, smack the like button, man. Man, let's get this video to 1,000 likes, man. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we say 500, sometimes we say 400, 300. Man, let's run this video up to 1,000 likes. Like I said, man, we did our due diligence in this video. We reached out to people, you know what I'm saying? We checked paperwork. We did everything we could possibly do to bring you guys like the most accurate story on this whole WACK100 CS2 situation, you know what I'm saying? So this week's story, how the boy WACK100 exposed himself as a federal informant, and how all of this started with the Main Street Mafia Crips and LA Lakers star Shaquille O'Neal, man. Sound crazy already, I know, man. Hey, with no further ado, man, let's get right into it. February 2008, record producer and alleged Mafia Crip Robert Ross, while parked on the Sunset Strip in Hollywood, California, is approached by men he believed to also be associated with the Main Street Mafia Crips. These men directed Mr. Ross to follow them to a different location, to the home of Main Street Crip leader Liddell Del Dog Rose. It was there where Robert Ross, aka StuddaBox, would testify he was beaten and told to fix his problems with Mark Stevens, a business manager who worked closely with Shaquille O'Neal. Ross would go on to testify that he also formerly worked for Shaquille O'Neal and Stevens as a music producer for artists signed to the record label Deja 34. This part of the story was like super important, man. Like I said, researching this story, man, the Main Street Mafia Crips popped up, as well as the dude Shaquille O'Neal, man. We're gonna get into kind of how it all ends later, but we really wanted y'all to kind of see this part of the story because it's like a lot of coincidences, as well as, you know what I'm saying, WACK100, you know, many times inserting himself in certain situations, including eventually this one. We really want to tell y'all this part, but we promise y'all it's gonna get to WACK. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, court records would show that Robert Ross would testify that while he worked for Shaq, because of Ross's criminal past, would sometimes ask him to like do weird shit that he didn't feel like was in the, you know, music producer job title. It's also alleged around this time that Robert Ross, aka StuddaBox, he met Shaq's wife and allegedly may have had an affair with her and secretly recorded a sex tape. This sex tape would be something that Ross would admit that he told Shaq and Mark Stevens about only weeks before this encounter with the Main Street Crips. In July of 2008, after word was spread about the kidnapping, ultimately affecting Ross's business, the disgruntled producer would take his information to the LA County Sheriff, claiming Shaq and Mark Stevens paid the Main Street Crips to kidnap him and get him to give up the tape. Also during this meeting, Robert Ross would admit the sex tape was a hoax meant to extort Shaq and Stevens for a larger cut in their music business. As a result, a wiretap will be placed on Mark Stevens and Liddell Rose's phone. Now let's get to WACK100. WACK100, aka Cash Jones, by 2008, is a part-time music manager, part-time street politician, and full-time trucking company CEO. Being a former associate of Suge Knight and a Blood Gang member, WACK admits many people in the streets looked at his successful trucking company as a front. But WACK says he always did legitimate business through his companies. It was also during this time that WACK100, aka Cash Jones, claims he was neighbors with a high-ranking Crip named StuddaBox, aka Robert Ross. Coincidentally, WACK100 also at this time managed Ray J, who was signed to a joint venture between Mark Stevens' label and Suge Knight's Death Row Records.
Let me correct him. WACK100 didn't manage Ray J when Sexy Can I came out and that album came out under Deja 34. He was a security guard for Ray J, hired by Mark Stevens as an employee of Deja 34. Let's go. The trucker was security.
Like I said, man, doing the research on this video, like we ran into like hella weird coincidences. Like that, bro, lived next door to him. They became friends. He also was in business with Mark Stevens through Death Row Records and Ray J. And it was just a million different ways that like this story was twisted and turning, man. And it kind of like it slowed me down for people that don't know that video hit World Star maybe like 2 days ago. During the process of doing our research, we happened to reach out to LAOG Spider Lope. We spoke with him, and he introduced us to the boy Duse.
For people who don't know, we got Spider Lope on the call, and then just give him your name, bro, just so that everybody understand, like where you come from.
I'm Duse M, CEO of
I'm sorry I'm sorry about those technical difficulties. The internet is bumped, you know what I'm saying? But we finna get y'all back into the content. You know what I'm saying? My bad. Hit that like button. Let's get the good people back up in here. We almost finished anyway. Let's go. I just want y'all to hear about them guns again.
Speculation, but you don't just, jump to no conclusions. He was like, yeah, that's how I go. I said, oh, okay, but what in your need to see the paperwork? Tekashi 69 is publicly exposed as a federal informant, this and that. You don't see the hypocrisy in that? And then we went back and forth, and he was like, look, I see you understand the street shit, but where I'm at with my business, you not there, but I wasn't supposed to come in this room. I think the reason I came in this room was to get with you. If you want to do business and whatever you got going on, you need some help, holler at me. I hit him in his back channel and let him know. I ain't on no bullshit with you. I just did 8 years in state prison, 10 years before that in federal prison. But I ain't trying to deal with you because I'm looking at it like he's a potential rat.
Following Ross, aka StuddaBox, telling the authorities about him being kidnapped by his own gang, he would go knowing that yet known Main Street was under investigation, and no one knew Ross was the main witness. In an interview with Bomb First, WACK100 claims that he became friends with StuddaBox because they were neighbors and that they would occasionally hang out with girls. WACK100 would go on to claim that one of the women he hung out with, he would later go on to see at the Wilshire Federal Building, dressed in a law enforcement uniform. WACK would go on to claim that these girls that he met while hanging out with Robert Ross, aka StuddaBox, you know, they asked him about drug buys and different things like this happened when he would hang out with him. You know, in his interviews, he claims that it's these types of encounters that he believed led to an investigation on him. And, you know, that's why his house was raided and all of these things. And like I said, it sounds very convenient and it sounds very plausible. But in later years, when WACK speaks about this arrest, and even when, you know, he goes and gets cops to speak on his behalf about this arrest, it's never about drugs. And you know, he claims that these women who were with Robert Ross, aka StuddaBox, you know, he claims that these women were asking him about kilos and drugs, and I guess, you know, they thought maybe he used his trucks to transport drugs. But then when he gets his house raided, it's not about drugs. These type of stories, man, is very important that, you know, like I said, we don't want to be first, man, but we want to be right. And the big thing about this story is that, you know, that video that hit World Star, a lot of people consider that video, you know, kind of retaliation for some things that WACK100 and others have kind of been spreading, you know, some false stories about Nipsey Hussle's death. And that was something that we took into account, you know, when we spoke with the OG Spider Low, when we spoke with the dude Duse, and we really, you know, when we did our own due diligence, and that was one of the main reasons why we was like, man, we really want to add our own due diligence into this. And I told them dudes, like, look, I want to make sure that it don't look like this is coming from a person who don't like WACK100. You see what I'm saying?
And I get that. But look, we gonna end that right there. Shout out to Street Certified News. And then I want y'all to remember and never forget that WACK100 was the only one arrested. You don't gotta believe me. Believe Detective Michael Coet. The one that we just learned was the one that interviewed all of those people in that case. His partner was the lead in the Main Street Mafia investigation.
Dude spoke on Shaq. He's completely right, because I was caught up in the middle of all that.
Well, first of all, there were no arrests made other than Cash Jones.
WACK100.
Don't never forget that. You know what I'm saying? You can't forget that, right? Then I want y'all to remember that WACK said, now, oh, I got nothing to do with that. I was on the Suge Knight side. I was never arrested. And then he had Detective Greg Kading come on Clubhouse and lie. Said there was only one gun. We're going to have to finish this tomorrow. We finna play this about the guns, though, but we'll finish this tomorrow. Except for some worn out old gun that belonged to your wife, right? And then remember, he told us that Greg Kading was the lead of the case. So he lied. Hold on, let me go ahead and get y'all this. Hold on. And Greg Kading laughed at him. Bullshit.
Greg Kading was the lead investigator. I'm probably saying this shit wrong. He'll tell you more on that case.
And he laughed.
Where Greg.
So now Greg Kading is the lead investigator. They only found one gun that belonged to his wife. But remember, the reason that they went after WACK was to get some leverage on Suge.
Well, the FBI help us maybe get some leverage on Suge. So it was just like that. And so we're like, all right, we didn't know any better. We're like, well, the FBI says this guy's, is worth listening to.
So the guy we're talking about is worth listening to is StuddaBox.
Right.
WACK wanted to clarify that the FBI didn't tell him he was worth listening to. So they got at WACK and talked to WACK because they wanted to get some leverage on Suge. This is what it was all about. Biggie Smalls unaliving, right? And then they wanted WACK to cooperate. Hold on.
The allegation. Yeah, so I remember that day, and you came down there, and we basically just confronted you on the allegations and, explained to you why we were doing what we were doing, giving you the opportunity, with the hopes that you would know something that could help us out. Turned out you really didn't have any information that was beneficial to what we were pursuing. That was it. We said, hey, here's why we're here. Here's how we got here. And this is all there ultimately is to it, unless you have something you want to tell us.
Unless you had something you want to tell us, right?
All right. And then,
but listen to what he said.
So I remember that day, and you came down there, and we basically just confronted you on the allegations and, explained to you why we were doing what we were doing.
We confronted you with the allegations, with intentions to flip you to getting information about Suge, because that's what all of this was about. It wasn't about Dog. It was about getting Suge and convicting him of the Biggie murder investigation. Y'all want to know what WACK told them? Well, we know a little bit because he's finna tell us now.
Second thing they had against me, they press play, wiretap. This is why I know when I hear.
They confronted him. He's on the, let's back it up a little bit. Let me back it up a little bit, right? Let's go to where he's talking about, he goes to the conference room of FBI headquarters.
The chick started popping. She telling me he exposed all his informants. So that's the picture in the book in my PCR. That's that one. That's that my brother. Me, Suge, and StuddaBox to the left. Right?
Yeah.
So if you go to the chapter called StuddaBox, they gonna break down everything he did. They like, yeah, out of nowhere, he came in, gave us this man's name, told us he had a trucking company. If you want to get to Suge, you got to go through him. He moving cocaine and dope from here to there. They spent $300,000-$400,000, nigga, with wires, tracking devices, all kind of shit. They came into my crib.
Chilling with the answer.
I lost a dog that day. My dog Wacko, one of my bulls. When they hit the back gate, he locked on the nigga. They had to shoot the nigga like 7-8 times. Kill him. He came in, cuffed my wife. It was like 40 agents, my nigga. And couldn't find shit. Had to walk up out of here. He sent them. He had them on me. They thought they were gonna find something in the house. He didn't find what time it was. So when they come in, they hit my home office. They were searching about 18 minutes.
Clubhouse Crazy TV, salute.
Search off. Because one of their reasons why they went in front of the judge, they filed some shit called living beyond my means, which kind of supported their plan. He's a reliable source. So they watching the lifestyle. So when he come into the crib and he hit the home office, Cash Jones make $30,000-$40,000 a year. That's it. as a Social Security number, I don't make no money. So they looking at everything and they like, this don't add up. But what they failed to do was run at corporations, and they seen these cars under this corporation, these houses under this corporation, this under this. He then knew everything was justified on my side, right? Because like even today, I don't have a person I do is up under a corp. I don't give a when I get gas, it's up under a corp. Whatever I do is I'm operating up under a corporation. So they take my files, uncuff my wife.
Now it's two guns.
They take those.
Remember, Greg? Now it's two guns. Now it's two guns. Remember, he said all they found was one of his wife's guns. It was a 6-shooter, right? Now there's two guns. Let's go.
We go down to the federal building off of Wilshire and Sepulveda, whatever that shit is down there. Now this, what, the 50th or 60th floor? Nigga, we come out the elevator, nigga, ain't nothing but FBI flak jackets walking around this. About 2 months, maybe about a month or two prior to this happening at my crib, StuddaBox invited me to this spot called Stevie's on the Strip, soul food restaurant. So when I get there, it's two females there. It's two females there, right? Now, most people move a certain way I ain't off into. So when I get there, it's him, it's two chicks at the table. I sit at the table. What up, Box? What you need me for? Oh man, nigga, just get you out to hang out a little bit. Two women, two of my homegirls, this, that, and other. I said, oh, okay, yeah, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? About 5 minutes, he said, I'm finna go to the bathroom. When he go to the bathroom, the chick start popping. She telling me she from New Orleans. She came out here to meet with this nigga. This bitch ass man answered his phone. She come out here every month to buy 5 keys, all this shit, right? So when she talk, I'm looking at the bitch, right? Tell him I gotta go to the bank in the left, right? When I got to the 60th floor, T-Money, so I say, damn, that's just, damn. I'm saying this nigga Box with a fed and don't even know it. This one, I still ain't know what time it is, right? So we get to the conference room. They got like 7, 8 feds.
Listen to this.
Conference room. Whatever y'all call it. I'm sitting down, me and my attorney going crazy. They 7, 8 feds.
Got to the conference room.
Whatever y'all call it. I'm sitting down, me and my attorney going crazy.
Conference room. We confronted you with the allegation. These are the allegations.
We found there's my client. He lives in a gated community. He can't live there anymore. Homeowners Association is filing complaints against him because you guys came the way you came as neighbors. So dude says, well, we still got your client on 2 different situations. He like, is that?
This is what Greg K was talking about. They confronted him with the allegation.
Right. So first situation, he said, well, we found firearms in the house. He's an ex-con convicted.
Firearms.
He can't be stop my attorney. I said, well, I ain't found no firearms in my house. He said, you did. These firearms and such and such. I said, well, I ain't never seen them firearms in my life. He said, well, they registered to your wife. I said, well, what they got to do with me? He said, well, that's your wife. I said, what they got to
remember, Greg Caden lied and said that it was only one gun, a worn out gun that belonged or was registered to his wife's father.
do with me? He said, well, you live in a home. I said, you can't prove I live in that home. Right? What, you got some cars that's registered to a corporation? Matter of fact, I said, can I go in my back pocket? I pull my wallet out, I slide my wallet. What's this? That's where I live. I've been a resident of Oklahoma since 2003. I got 13 houses on my portfolio. Which one you gonna put me in various states? Right? I said, you see that? Commercial driver's license. I'm a truck driver. So you putting some guns on me that's in a California residence, but yet I pay Oklahoma state taxes? Help me understand it. Let that go. Second
and
thing,
let it go. The good.
You press play. Wiretap. This is why I know when I.
That's what he was confronted about. That's what they used as leverage. And that's when he became CS2 back, if he wasn't already working with him from catching the Texas case. WACK100 is CS2 back. That statement that you made in that conference room and the statement that you made at your lawyer's office and your sentencing transcripts from the day that they dismissed the Texas gun case. That's 3 different documents, 3 different cases. WACK100, you've been suspect for too long. Now you've been exposed. CS2 back. Damu. So there you have it. Young Ant Jefe. How long we been in here? We got about 13 more minutes. So what we gonna do is stop sharing that. And yeah, bro, I told y'all. Now let's go back to Young Ant Jefe. You know what I'm saying? Admitting that WACK been lying to him about CS2 back. Because he went out saying WACK wasn't CS2 back. That's what started the whole shit. Then he wanted to break my jaw. Now look where
And that's all we ever wanted. To talk about it. To lay the facts on the table so the people can see what's going on. See, Porky is constantly trying to switch the narrative, deflect, and talk about anything other than the truth. But this CS2 back situation, it's not going anywhere.
WACK100 and his CS2 back situation.
No chats, ants.
Damu
Active,
Kiwe
intelligent pest control.
Conversations. Let me get y'all up in here real quick.
There are trucks, and then there's the 2026 GMC Sierra. It's the.
Now, I've covered this before. We're going to cover this for the last time and be done with it. Now, allow me to tell you guys this. So, I went on No Jumper the other day, and I asked WACK100, for all you curious minds, for all you people that's street, that's gang, for you people that just acting like y'all hopping out on the asphalt, handling business, for y'all that's acting like y'all spinning blocks, for y'all that's trolling, for the goofies, and for those that just hate altogether, you know what I'm saying? You need every type of person in this diverse world to make this universe and world what it is. So, for all you hungry minds, the question got asked live. WACK100, what's up? These people keep hollering at me, getting at me about the CS2 back situation. So, WACK, basically, people are pointed out that he diverted the question and started talking about Freeway Rick Ross. Now, me and him, a day prior, was talking about Freeway Rick Ross because I called him out on the Freeway Ross situation. Like, man, we know Freeway Rick Ross supposedly got down on the police we don't call that snitching. But you saying there's some other paperwork and you speaking on it and you don't got it. So WACK100 hit me with the paperwork. Like, nah, this the paperwork right here, because I was saying he shouldn't spoke on it if he didn't have the work. So when I asked him about the CS2 back thing, he didn't answer the question. He went into the Rick Ross thing because we was talking about that. And my analogist, I wasn't thinking that he was diverting for the question. I thought that he was setting the Rick Ross situation up into answering the question that I asked him on the basis of, if I'm a snitch or a confidential informant, as everybody's saying, why would I put Freeway Rick Ross out there knowing people can go get some information about me? But being that we fell into the Freeway Rick Ross situation, and I know at times the mind can get lost, and I know minds can too, because I'm under the heavy lace smoke and do smoke of cookie smoke.
You know, that part's actually important. It's good to know you and Porky had that conversation about Rick Ross beforehand. Now it makes sense why Porky even brought Rick Ross up in the first place. He was doing that to purposely throw you off. Porky doesn't smoke or drink at all. His mind is clear, and he's fully aware of what he's doing. He knew that by bringing up the same topic you and him had talked about the day before, you'd think he was using that to lead into answering your question. But then he backed off, on purpose. That's the game he plays.
So, being that we was talking along the lines of this Rick Ross thing for, a little time too long, I got back to the CS2 back situation. WACK100, like, man, look, CS2 back is a low-level drug dealer that was worried about being exposed and family being hurt by the main streets or something that got to do with the main streets. We're going to hear everything here. Long story short, he said he's not that person. So the media outlet that spun this content, I'm speaking to them directly because I guess, they were speaking to me directly and saying that, yeah, now you see it, you saw this, so now you got it. Yeah, I just seen it right now for today. I didn't see it before then or however many days it's been out. He shouted me out for asking Wack the question in his message column. He was liking the questions as well that was aimed at me from people saying I'm compromised.
Look, I'm going to stand on that, and I'm going to continue to give you your props for what you did on No Jumper. Look at Lieutenant Officer Love's Boys. It's been years, and he still hasn't read the CS2 back paperwork on his channel. Instead, he's lied about it. He said Greg Kading was the lead investigator on the case, just flat-out lies to protect Porky. Meanwhile, Porky sits on Adam 22's platform, lying and putting murders on people, but will never read the CS2 back paperwork on the show. But you got up there
and putting
immediately asked him
murders
about
on
it,
people.
and I thought that was admirable.
Lying and putting murders on people. It's Shanika Town Biz, salute. So when we say Young Ant Jefe, we told you. This shit that we talk about right now, we finna end this now because everybody knows the rest, right? We can run this back tomorrow, right? But this is what I'm talking about. Scanlon specifically told him that this nigga is setting people up on murders, bro. Lining niggas up. He working. Right? And it's crazy. Let's go back to the content, right? Let's go back to the content. We told Ant Jefe, we get into it with him because we said, oh, you must be compromised. If not, WACK finna line you up. And that started a major beef, well, not a major beef, an internet beef, because he wasn't trying to hear.
That's him, I know his walk. That's him, I know his walk. Like, that probably how they tracked him back. Like, that probably how they tracked him back. So they gonna zoom in, you know, that shit gonna go. So the problem started. Okay, yeah, wobble started, nigga, dark fuck. Wobble started, nigga, dark fuck. Oh, that's him dead right there. Oh, that's him dead right there.
That's him dead
White
right
Chris.
there.
You see, I told you that before you showed me the video. White Chris. You see, I told you that before you showed me the video.
Oh, damn. Oh, that's everything about time.
All right, I'm gonna tell JEFE my number right now. All right.
JEFE, Projekt Bo.
That's him, I know his walk.
So that's Projekt Bo needs to change his name. Well, I don't know. I'm gonna talk to Big Bo Jangles. This shit is crazy. I can't believe that he even dealing with CS2 back. But then again, change blood name to Projekt Popo. You giving intel and information on the highway. Bro, if a nigga wasn't there, nigga don't even need to know. This nigga ain't even from the land, bro. This nigga ain't from the land. One more time, bro. One more time. We just pay attention to this. And then we finna end it. Because this is what happens when young niggas they don't gotta listen to old niggas. Or got a problem listening and learning.
So they gonna man, you know that shit gonna go. Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna try to get him up here. Hold on. I was gonna end the live.
That's him dead right there.
That's him dead right there.
White Chris. You see, I told you that before you showed me the video.
White Chris.
You see, I told you that before you showed me the video.
Oh, damn. Oh, that's everything about time.
All right, I'm gonna tell JEFE my number right now. All right. That's him, I know his walk. That's him, I know his walk. Like, that's probably how they tracked him back. So they gonna zoom in, you know, that shit gonna go. So the problem started. Okay, yeah. Wobble started, nigga, dog. Fuck.
Now, you didn't listen
Projekt
to us.
Bo from Pueblo Bishops is the one that gave WACK100 that tape of his homie, you know what I'm saying, passing away, and WACK100 passed it to Flacco. I don't know if this is because I'm a Crip or what the case may be. Like, even if it was true.
Listen, man, this is what I'm talking about. WACK100 is passing this to civilians. I don't know why you gonna give it this information, whether true or false, about a murder to a nigga that ain't even from your hood, ain't gonna put no pistols in y'all, or ain't gonna go ride for the homie, right? This, you thought the nigga was gonna look out for you? Huh. Yeah, bro. This game is fucked up. Hey, youngins, stay the fuck up out these streets, man. This nigga outsmarting all these weirdos. He got the bozo in jail talking about WACK is telling on murders. When we told him WACK is working, trying to stay out of jail and getting paid. And he'll fight us. Some solid brothers up out off the west side of South Central. And defend him. Well, one thing, I don't wish jail on you, Young Ant Jefe, but one thing I'm not going to do is defend you when you made up your own bed. You made up your bed, you got to lay in. This is the Damu Kiwe Conversations. Y'all keep falling for CS2 back tricks. You know what I'm saying? You play childish games, you win childish prizes. You play with the police, you're going to win a jail cell.